Hi there! Let's watch a multiplayer match played by the developers of Earthcore Shattered Elements. Flip of the coin decides which player starts. Fortune favored Garot, so Haster will have to wait his turn. Before each match, players can choose their starting cards from their decks. Both players crafted some very powerful hero cards with the maximum number of 3 skills on them. Haster also drew a recruit card with only 1 skill. Recruit cards have fewer skills and provide less strategic choices, but have lower risk values. Multiplayer matches in Earthcore are played in real time. Players need to decide before the timer runs out. Garot starts with a card that gives him an additional skill activation. It's always good to check your skills before playing a card. Any good commander should know what his troops are capable of before he sends them to battle. In Earthcore, you can't place your cards against the first card on the table in the first round. Doing so will be possible in the next turn. This card has an instant skill with a direct attack which drew first blood in this match. Haster has also activated a manual skill that can deal some additional damage if his card wins in this column. Garot plays another hero card, and its instant skill gives him an additional skill activation for later use. With a Dust Storm skill, he changes both cards into dust. Dust is the weakest element in Earthcore. It loses with fire, earth, and water. Another card with an instant attack. Haster should try to change the element of the dust card using the Vampire Kiss skill. But he decides to wait and see what his opponent will do. The instant skill revealed the elements of the cards left in his opponent's hand. Using the Chameleon skill allowed Garot to change the element of his card from water to fire. He can now win this column. With an additional skill activation, he has also changed his dust card into a fire card. Haster can now change the element of his earth card with the Ignite skill. However, he won't change the situation in the first column because he's out of skill activations for this round. Garot used the Betrayal skill to switch cards that would deadlock. This allowed him to lower the risk value on his side in the middle column. All cards on the table. Time for battle. The dust card loses with fire, and all other fire cards deadlock, leaving their risk values on the table. Haster starts the second round by placing a card with a trap skill. His opponent will receive damage when he places a card opposite this one. Garot can't place a card against the first one on the table, so he has to think about a different move. He also has a card with a trap skill, and decides to use the same tactic as his opponent. It's wise to use the card with the lowest risk value against the trap skill, because the trap deals damage equal to the risk value of the card Haster has placed. His instant skill changes his opponent into dust and could grant him victory in this column. Garot is now in a tricky situation. He can either place the card with the lowest risk on the trap or look for another tactic, since the middle column is also empty. After longer consideration, he plays a card with the lowest risk value on the trap, therefore minimizing the damage. He also gains additional skill activation for later. While he's figuring out the next move to nail his opponent, how about you subscribe to our channel? Get in on all the Earthcore updates. Just click the button. Yeah, right down there. You know you wanna. Hastur wins the first and third column, for now, but this could be a trap. He hesitates before sending another fire card into action. This indeed was a trap. With an overpowered skill, Garot changes the enemy card into dust. Now he needs to decide on the next move. Although his Earth card would lose with the opposite Fire card, it possesses a powerful skill that can change elements on multiple cards. Finally, Garot goes for a deadlock in the middle column. Hastur still has his last skill activation and plays the Betrayal skill. The situation on the table changes drastically. Garot suffers a huge loss as the risk value of the defeated cards affects his health points. Thanks to the deadlock in the middle, he manages to stay in the game. Will Garot recover? He saved a lot of additional skill activations, but has only 2 fully crafted hero cards in his hand. Hastur continues to press, this time using a manually activated direct strike, which leaves Garot with only 1 health point left. The first column becomes most important for Garot. He tries a chant. It will change any chosen card into dust. He also drains 1 skill activation from his enemy and deadlocks in the third column. Hastur goes for a deadlock in the first column. So while he figures out his next move, you go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel and don't miss a single Earthcore update. Garot uses the chant and changes the enemy card to dust. He also uses a dust storm to force another deadlock. Quick leap, and the last card lands on the table. Haster places a fire card and uses the chameleon skill, which allows him to gain advantage in the first column. Which skill will Garot use? The Overgrowth skill could grant him a deadlock in the first column, but also will change all fire cards into earth. While he's figuring out the next move to nail his opponent, subscribe to our channel and get all the Earthcore updates. Garot didn't notice that he will now lose in the middle column. Game over for him. Haster claims victory and the rewards. What a game! See you in the arena.